Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. We're powered by Gamblers World. It is Tuesday, June the 18th. I'm Sean Higgs. I got Jesse Schule today, the chipper. I usually say it's kind of an internet thing. I don't know. Rumor has it he's on a heater at a blackjack table at 7 in the morning. Hey, good for the chipper. Listen, before we get into some Major League Baseball free picks, let's give a little shout out. Hit the like button. That is absolutely free to hit the like button. I don't know why people don't hit the like button. Everybody comments. We love the comments after the fact. Hit the like button. Notification bell on for the Winner Circle channel. And also, if you haven't, please check out the Gamblers World website for all the premium stuff. Free stuff is good. Premium stuff, though, I'm not saying it's better, but it's a little better because, one, it's not just a random free pick that we pick for the show. It's stuff we actually got some money on, right, Jess? I don't know. We got some things to talk about today, though. NBA is wrapped up. Hockey's probably going to wrap up tonight. Ho home kind of stuff, Jess. I mean, first of all, I haven't seen you in a while. So how was your weekend? My week was all right. It was, it's
I was a
Father's Day. It
little
was,
I was a little under the weather. My daughter brought me home a nice Father's Day gift. She colored me a nice picture, but she also brought home some kind of nasty illness
the
from
bird flu.
the
You get the bird flu. I heard
grade
bird
school.
flu's coming around.
Yeah, something like that. I'm feeling a little bit better today, though. And I'm so glad that the NBA Finals is over. It's over. Boston. Congratulations
That's
to
your
the
Boston
Celtics.
accent. That's your
Well, I
Boston
don't know.
accent.
You could do a better one, I
No,
guess.
I don't want anything to do with Boston. I can't. As a Yankee fan, you have to hate the Red Sox and anything Boston. I don't even keep New England clam chowder in my house. All right, so that's my. I told you, Jess. I got married. The Sox came back 3-0. They came back and finished the sweep off on my wedding night, Friday, the 22nd of October, 2004. That's it. 20 years this year, by the way, Jess, for me and the wife. I got a nice pair of sunglasses because my other sunglasses had a pair of Oakleys. They were kind of scratched up, so I got sunglasses for Father's Day and a nice cake from Cold Stone Creamery. It said "Happy Father's Day, Sigma." That's a nice youngster move there. The Sigma.
I saw that you went to Red Lobster over the weekend.
Yes, I hit a Red Lobster. I was at Texas Roadhouse. I was a fat boy, extra fat this weekend. And where else did I go to eat? Um, I stopped at the rest stops, Cooper's Farm. Fabulous, all farm fresh kind of stuff. I got some nice like jellied candies. I got here. You know what? I got these right next to me. Look at these bad boys. Old school like lemon drops. They're fabulous. Cooper Farm Country Store. Maybe we'll get them to sponsor. Who knows? They had a bunch of peaches. I don't know. Let's just jump to the NBA for real fast. And we were talking before we got on about some stuff on Twitter, and I mentioned ESPN article. Boston, one of the 10 best championship teams of all time. Uh, I don't know about that. Listen, they were favored in August to win. They were favored a week ago to win. They were the one seed. We can. I don't want to put them down because they didn't beat anybody. I mean, you beat a. There's no Giannis. There was no Embiid. You had a team with no Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Halliburton, Jared Allen, whoever. And you can only play who's in front of you. I say this no matter what sport we're playing. It could be NFL. It could be college football. You beat who's in front of you. The record is what it is. You just go out and win. Are they the best? They're a top 10 team. I mean, you beat a 5 seed in the Mavs. Granted, coming in, it was like, this could be the best backcourt over, Kyrie and Luka. And we were high on the Mavs. I was high on the Mavs. I said, I got the best guy on the floor, I think. Now, defensively, I don't know. I think you got to take him down a notch. I don't think you put him in some kind of top 5 category after that showing in the playoffs. He was like a turnstile out there, and the whining was LeBron-esque for a guy who's never won anything. But I don't know. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean before the series started, I did say that I liked the dog. I liked Dallas. I thought they could compete. I thought it would be a competitive series. But I also said the supporting cast, the role
Not
players,
there.
the PJ Washingtons, the Derek Lively's, the Daniel Gaffords, These
for
guys
sure.
got to continue to play out of their mind like they had. PJ Washington was outstanding against Oklahoma City. Derek Lively was outstanding against Minnesota, but they all pulled a disappearing act in the finals. We know Boston, all the power to them. They were the best team this year. That's about as far as much credit as I'm willing to give them. Beyond this year and comparing them to other great teams, I can't do that myself. You know, like you said, the teams they played to get here, they end up playing a Dallas team that wasn't wasn't one of the top teams in the West this year. Yeah, they had Luka and Kyrie, but they didn't have the depth, and ultimately that's what cost them. But I mean, if they're playing another great team that does have the depth, yeah, I'm not even going to speculate about that. But
You can't.
certainly not a top 10 team of all time. Any suggestion of that is
Right, and
sort of
that's like, and that's not like hating on them or make fun. It's just, come on, folks. I mean, we thought I thought it'd be like a 6 game series, maybe 7 if Kyrie went off, but you needed a third player for the Mavs to step up. Nobody did, and you saw Holiday and White, and then Porzingis game one. They had guys to fill in the holes there and take care of business. But good for the Celtics. They had to get over that hump, right? They had lost some championship finals and conference finals, so good for them. And how about we got to give a hats off here to Danny Ainge? He drafted those guys, right? Aren't Tatum and Brown Danny Ainge guys? He drafted them. Is Brown number 7? Is he 7 on the Celtics? Is that his number? Jaylen Brown? Is he number 7?
I don't pay enough attention to know.
I thought I don't know, because I thought D Brown. I saw number 7. I thought, who's that? D Brown? I thought it was an old photo they used. Because D Brown was, I thought, number 7 on the Celtics back in the day. I don't know. I can't pull a Chipper, and maybe Chip joins us. Who knows? And go like a this day in sports and bring up something from 1924 when him and Ross were playing kickball on cobblestone streets of Brooklyn or wherever. But I go back to D Brown in the 90s, I guess. Remember D? Do you remember D Brown, Jesse? Yours like my age, no? No D Brown memories.
I have vague memories of D Brown.
All right. Speaking of D Brown, I don't know how we're going to segue into your Seattle-Cleveland matchup here in Major League Baseball, but let's. We got the Guardians hosting the Mariners. Tristan McKenzie, a 120 favorite here, total of 8 versus Bryce Miller, Jess. And I don't know what to think of these two guys. Seattle, pretty hot coming in, 16-5 last 21. Hot squad. But this is your pick. Go for it. I don't want to steal any of your thunder. Go for it. Let me hear what you got to say here, because I'm interested.
I like to call them the Cleveland baseball team, Sean. But
The Cleveland baseball team. Are they going to go back? Because I heard the other team in Washington might be taking their name back.
I mean, don't get me started. All I'm going to say is I don't
Ross
like
was like, make sure we have some conspiracy theories today. So I didn't know we could go. I dropped the bird flu joke earlier, but we could go into baseball team names too.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, both of these teams in first place. As you mentioned, Seattle's on a bit of a hot streak. They've won 7 of their last 8. But, I mean, the majority of 7 of those 8 games were at home. Cleveland, 4-5 in their last 9, but 8 of those games were on the road. The home-away splits are what it's going to make the difference in this pick. As I've said many times on this show, me and Ross both say we like to weigh all the variables, list them all up, and when you have all lines up on one side, or the majority of it lines up on one side, you have yourself a pretty nice play. This one, it's a little bit closer than I'd like. It's still enough of the variables line up to make it worth a small play, but at the end of the day, it's all about the home away splits, and it favors the home team. Cleveland is 21-8 at home. Seattle 16-19 on the road. And the 2 starting pitchers, you've got Bruce Miller. He's 1-3 with a 5.94 ERA on the road, which is a little bit odd because he's got outstanding numbers overall, a WHIP of 0.94 or 0.95 in that neighborhood. But he's been fantastic at home, but not so great on the road. And then you got Tristan McKenzie, who's long been a great pitcher at home for Cleveland. He's 2-1 with a 3.08 ERA and 8 home starts. So you got a decent sample size for this juncture in the season. And you got the Seattle offense. As much as they're on a winning streak, they won 7 of their last 8. They're still ranked 28th in team batting average in the majors, .221 batting average. Not great. Cleveland's got a top 10 offense, 8th in the majors in scoring, 341 runs. So they've got the better offense. The home away splits for the pitchers, the home away splits just for the team's overall records. I don't like to bet against hot teams, and I know Sean Higgs doesn't like to bet against hot teams, but I will lean into the home away splits here and take the Cleveland baseball team minus 120.
The Mariners, 12 games over 500, and as you mentioned, not hitting a lick. Imagine if this team could hit a little bit, what they'd be. I mean, they'd have the best record in baseball if they had any kind of consistent offense. They can't find a free agent to come here and hit for them. Any guy they bought in the last 2 years have been terrible. Hanginger, who's the other guy? Got Garver, Suarez they brought in. Teoscar Hernandez was terrible for them. They cannot find a bat if their World Series lives depend on it, and it does depend on it. And they can't get over the hump. It's terrible. McKenzie though, I'm so he was hurt. He came in right April 1st. He was a little late to the game, coming back from his injury. Started not slow. I mean, 2 runs in his first, 4 runs first game, then 0-5. It's weird that 3 of his last 4 games he's given up some runs. Is it? Because I look at him like the strikeouts are there. What is going on? The walks are kind of high for the guy, and I like McKenzie. I'm a McKenzie guy. You know, as a young pitcher, I think he's good. I just I don't. These are 2 teams I like to bet on. Because
Do you think
Cleveland,
I'm leaning too heavily into the home away splits, Sean? Because
no,
they're pretty dramatic, you know. Like,
but
and what you say about McKenzie is, I'm a guy that I consider McKenzie a vulnerable pitcher. I like to be against him when he's on the road or when he's in a tough spot. But the splits tell me a certain story. I know he's better at home, and then you
yes,
got that Seattle offense that's batting 221. It just looks like
yes,
a decent spot for him, even if he's not, you know, Cy
exactly.
Young material.
That's the thing. It's like I like Bryce Miller, but it's like, is it worth a pick 'em on the road where the guy's got a 6 ERA on the road? He has a 6 ERA on it. And again, it's not about ERA. His batting average against 240, not terrible, but he's not getting timely hitting. And then you couple the fact like they just do not hit. How about I'm looking up right now? Maybe again, I don't have this game because it's 2 kind of guys I like. But in lines like this, Russ says I get greedy. But how about a run line? You go run line if you like Cleveland, 180 run line. I mean, uh, or if you like Seattle, you get a 160. I don't know. This is a tough matchup. And when I was looking at doing the games, I'm like, all right, we got a couple first place teams. Should be a good game. And this is ideal. This is what you want to see out of 2 first place teams, right? You want to see a kind of a 120, basically a pick 'em kind of matchup. Um, but I can't argue with McKenzie. Like, it's to me, is it worth it taking Seattle who can't win on the road at plus 102 or something? I don't think so. But official play for Mr. Schule is the Cleveland, I'll say the Guardians at minus 120. So, Jess, I didn't even, let you go a little promo yourself since we got some time here before we, no, we'll be a little short on, a little faster on time, I guess, unless Chip shows up. But
Well,
how you been doing overall lately? I know NBA's done, but baseball, any good runs?
there's a Chipper sighting backstage.
There's a
He's got
Chipper sighting. All right, we'll hold that
San
thought.
Francisco Giants hat on. I think I see. So I don't know
Here
if
he
he's
comes.
covering
Let
the
him
San
in.
Francisco game.
Let him in at the 14-minute mark, Mr. Controller. Oh, here we go. Look at this.
Hi, guys.
There he is.
Yeah, I love this.
I'm ready to go at 1 o'clock Eastern.
All right. Well, that'd be good if we were doing it at 1 o'clock. But there he is. Look at this.
Today.
And I was like, I wanted to cheese Chip a little bit because last week the 3 of us were on. No, that's all right. Jesse won his pick last week. Yankee over. I cashed. I think I had the Rangers, I believe, against the Dodgers plus 140. You came in with a nice bomb on the Orioles over. Didn't get there. So you got to redeem yourself, Mr. Chirimbes. And you have, because I'll give you.
I can't hear you guys.
People get upset like, free pick, it lost. Yeah, well, Chipper is on a 17-3, 85% run. I know. How's that? I know we'll get some complaints about a 17-3 run because there's a person out there who just put everything on like the second game that lost on his streak. So we can't win everyone, but 85%. Not too bad, Chip. I guess you're doing pretty good yourself. A little hot run at the blackjack table, 17-3 run in baseball. Last 7 days. What else is up, fella?
I got to try this again, Phyllis.
No, you're here.
Sounds
All
like
right.
he's having audio issues, Sean.
All right. Well,
I
listen.
think
He might have had a loser in the free pick, but the dude's on a 17-3 run last 7 days. I mean, I'll tease him a little bit. Listen, the 17-3 run. Who knows? Maybe upgrades the internet speed. I don't know what to tell him. Although I know from other people, and you know this, Jess, like sometimes that Cox internet in Vegas is terrible. It is not good out there. I don't know. I'll jump into my game here, and if Chipper comes in, great. I'll keep it kind of short. Yankees and the O's, and Nasty Nestor laying a 145 here. Total of 9. This was 8.5. It went up against the Orioles. Now, we've had many discussions about the O's and the Yanks, and my feelings on the Yankees and regression, playing over 700 ball. Teams win, teams lose. It's a long season. There's winning streaks, there's losing streaks. Batters get hot, they go into slumps. Cortez at home, stellar. 7 starts, a 177 ERA, .81 whip, which we love, Jess, and a 199 batting average against. Yet, as I mentioned, this line has gone up a half run versus a Suarez, who's kind of like a bullpen guy. They're stretching him out. A little bit. 4 innings, 5 innings, 5 innings, 5 1/3 innings. More importantly, 0, 1, 2, and 0 runs allowed in those games. But 8 walks in those games. 16 Ks, not the greatest ratio. I'm taking the O's here, and I'll tell you why. They've won 7 of the last 10 versus the Yankees. This year and the 2 previous years, they have been a winning team, a top 3 team winning record on the road in Major League Baseball. And here comes the more disrespect. Yanks are 5-5. That's fine. They had a great little run, a little hiccups here and there. Cortez has great numbers. I understand. That being said, everybody on the O's has faced Cortez. Some have better numbers. Adley Rutschman's hitting like 577. He's like 9 of 15 or something ridiculous. Mateo's at a 333 clip against him in like 15 at bats or something. A couple guys, 1 for 3 versus him. You got a crew in the 220 range. But the fact is, they've seen him multiple times. They beat this team multiple times. I think they beat him 4-2 last time they faced him. I know Rizzo just hit the DL. But LeMahieu and Stanton are in the lineup. Those 3 are combined 1 for 11 versus this guy. So that was at the time, before Rizzo goes out, a 4 and 5 hitter and maybe your 6, 7, or 8 hitter, wherever they put LeMahieu since he forgot how to hit since coming over from Colorado. They bring up a kid from the minors to fill in for Rizzo. Let's be honest. Now you got 3 guys in the lineup, and I'll give the rookie guy a hit. What are these guys going to do in their 12 bats? Are they going to go 2 for 11 versus him tonight? I mean, you're taking a quarter of the lineup out of the equation for the Yanks, which is most of the time anyway because it's a Soto and Judge-led team. But I'm going to take a plus 130. Maybe you got a plus 132, whatever it be. Give me the O's as an underdog here versus the big, bad New York Yankees.
I tend to agree with you, Sean. I don't have a ton of faith in the starting pitcher, Suarez, for the Orioles. I know he's been good in limited sample size.
Exactly.
But then you look at the bullpen backing him up. They got one of the best bullpens in baseball, slightly better than the Yankees bullpen statistically. They got the bats, and you're getting some plus money with the Orioles. I'll take that all day here in this spot. Should we give Chipper another chance?
Let's bring him in.
Let's make him give us a thumbs up, because if he can't give us a thumbs up, then we know he can't hear us, so there's no point in bringing him in. Chipper, if you want to come in, you got to give us a thumbs up. He can't.
He can't hear.
A thumbs up? I didn't see it. Chipper, can you hear us? No, Chipper can't hear us.
No volume for the Chipper.
Yeah,
all right,
no volume for the Chipper.
Okay. So technical problems from Chip, and if you watch the show, sometimes Chip is stuck with his internet, and that's again, I've done shows with some cats out there, and you have some problems with the internet sometimes. It happens. But the man is on a 17-3 run last 7 days. Can't argue with that. Um, myself, I don't know, I'm a good baseball season. It's all baseball now. I love it. I think I'm towards the top of the leaderboards with my baseball on the site here. Um, I know it hasn't really adjusted to the current season, but I'm on the top three. I think I'll be number two or even maybe number one if it readjusted. Either way, it's all baseball for me. I'm not worried about this hockey game tonight. Who cares? Baseball for me. Jesse, runs, hot streaks. What do you got going on here? I know you got CFL. I know you love. Who knows how that's treating you? Me, no thank you, CFL. I'll get ready for that Hall of Fame game with between the Bears and the Texans. And listen, folks, take that under now because Bears and Texans play each other week 2 of the NFL regular season. Not a chance in HE double hockey sticks that they're going to show any kind of um, real plays or real players in a Hall of Fame game. But there's that. I'm excited about football. Go ahead, Jess. I'm sorry. You know, Ross ain't here to muzzle me, so I'll talk.
So you mentioned the CFL that I love so much. My love of the CFL is being tested at the moment because I'm off to a bit of a rough start there. Baseball's been decent. I think I'm hitting in the right around 60% for the season, but I'm not throwing up a ton of plays. I don't have any baseball for today's card. I looked at the card, didn't love it. My only play today at gamblersworld.net will be on the hockey game. I do like that one. But as far as Hall of Fame game goes, Sean, I'm more interested in college football. There's so much research that needs to be done over the summer. And back in 2022, for the first time ever, I decided to write previews for every single week 1 game. And that takes a bit of time to do the research to get all those previews printed up. And that year, I believe I started the college football season on an 18-1 run. And the last 2 years, I've hit 79%. I did post the graphics of this on Twitter for anybody who doesn't believe me. But for the first month of the season in college football, 79% the last 2 years. I believe it's 38-10 was the win-loss record there. So doing your homework throughout the summer can pay dividends early on in the season.
So if you do a preview for the week 1, early week 0 games, get ready, folks. There'll be 36 games, I believe, for Jesse. Jesse's going to do a 36 game right. You better start yesterday. 36 games, week 0. It's week 1. There's 36 games right now for the week 1 listed. I know
Well,
it's
that's
called
why
week
I
0.
said you got to dive in at the All-Star break to do that.
36 games? 36? I don't know.
Hey,
Let's
Chipper,
see
can you give us a thumbs up?
Let's pull him in.
Chipper,
Let's see
going
what
to
we
give us?
got from the chipper.
36 games is well beyond my capabilities. I can tell you that right now.
Whatever
There
you
you go.
did, you
Now
did
it
a
looks
good
good.
job.
He looks fresh
The
here.
camera's crystal clear. You're coming in loud and clear.
Well,
Chip.
I had to change from my laptop to my phone, back to my phone. It's been a little bit of a stressful morning, shall we say.
Well, listen, I've hyped you up for your 17-3 run last 7 days.
Actually, it's 16-1, but I'll take it right now in baseball.
16-1 in baseball. Okay, overall, it was overall
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
16-1 in baseball. And
Imagine
we'll
that.
go for it.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I say so. Sometimes better be lucky than good. You need a little luck to go 16-1, but it's also you're in a nice little rhythm too.
Yeah. Last week I told Ross I'd come off a horrible weekend where I think I was 0-5 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And baseball is such a game of streaks,
Yes.
not only for the players, but for the handicappers. And now here I am, and probably in one of the better ones I've had in the last couple of seasons.
And I said this before with Jess. I don't know if you're listening. Streaks are part of baseball.
Yeah.
Winning, losing, hitters hitting, hitters in slumps.
Right.
Same things go for us because we're going to kind of take those streaks and use it towards our cap and stuff. And if you like a guy or a team, you're going to have kind of peaks and valleys and hills and plateaus and stuff like that. But listen, I got you on for the Padres and the Phillies today. Philadelphia laying a 145, a 8.5 total plus 130 for the Padres. You got King versus Old Man Nola. San Diego, one of about 10 teams mediocre. Couple games over 500, couple games under 500. It's like a quarter of the league. Can't get out of their own way. They win on the road, can't win at home. Big payroll, bring guys in. I don't know. Take it away. This is a tough little matchup for me because I kind of like the Padres yesterday. I didn't play them, but I think they got Wild up there. Go ahead. What's your thoughts
You
here? Philly for
you know
real?
how every season it just seems like whether it be football, baseball, basketball, there always seems to be a nemesis for you that when you're involved in on or against a certain team, you always seem to struggle. And that's the way it seems to me with these Padres. I just have difficulty trying to back them. Now, King was a reliever for the Yankees, very effective, big strikeout guy. He sort of changed his tempo a little bit as a starter now, trying to have a little bit more longevity, shall we say? But he's still really tough for the Padres. Hasn't equated to too many wins for him because of the club that he has. Their defense is not the best.
Yeah.
Except Tatis is incredible. But on the other side, your old man Aaron Nola, as you say, is just so tough to beat and so tough to hit. I hate to lay this kind of price with Philadelphia. Anything above 140, I always get leery in baseball. But I think the under is the play here. I thought I saw 8.5 on the game, which is a strong number, and I know that there's a lot of power out of that Philly lineup. But I think you know the big arms on both sides could negate the big power.
Jesse, anything?
I would tend to agree with him. I don't mind backing Nola. I mean, he might be up there in age a little bit, but he's
Yeah.
been pretty consistent at home. So
He's
And
31, and I thought last year they should trade him. I'm like, you know what? If they get off to a slow start, what are they doing here? Trade Nola. Maybe you got a bunch of big contracts. You brought in Castellanos and Harper, and you got Schwarber. I was like, what is this team doing? Because you're in a tough. At that point, the Mets were supposed to be good, and
right.
the Braves and all this stuff. But yet here they are. I mean, you're getting two breakout seasons from uh, who's that? Rudy Suarez and Chris Sanchez. Nola's 8-3, great run. You mentioned King. The guy's been fabulous last 7 games at a 1.05 ERA. Nice numbers for his road splits. 311, 222, batting average against not bad. I don't hate the under because I think the Padre lineup, we've seen this the last 3 years, can't hit.
Well,
They don't hit.
Sean, I appreciate you being on the same side of me because the last time we did this, you took the opposite side with the Orioles and Braves, and you were right and I was wrong. So I hope this time we're both on the same side.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with the chipper pick here on the under 8.5. Jesse likes the Cleveland Guardians with Tristan McKenzie. I like the O's today, plus the 130 here. You weren't here for those games, Chip. But what do you think? What do you think about the O's, Yankees, and Seattle, Cleveland? Any thoughts?
The Yankee pitching is beyond their expectations. So with this Gil coming in, and I don't think they really anticipated their staff being this strong. And when Cole comes back, the question is, do they go to a 6-man rotation or who goes out of the rotation? And Cortez most likely would be the nominee. He's been very effective at home. On the road, it's been a whole nother story. But the Orioles today and the Yankees, that'll be interesting because I think if there is a weak link in the Yankees staff, it is their starter today.
Cole is supposed to go tomorrow.
Right.
Versus anybody else but Cole Pavic, I thought maybe the line would be a little low. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to take the Orioles tomorrow if I'm going to get like a plus 175 with them from Cole. He's fine. Listen, AAA, 11 Ks in 4 innings. Everybody strikes out now. It's okay. It's cool to strike out 185 times. You're one of the cool kids striking out 185 times in baseball. But all right, listen, we got to let's hype the site a bit here. Chipper is on a 61 baseball run. You can find him at gamblersworld.net.
Right.
Pretty hot. Jesse gave you his rundown of baseball and CFL for you. Me, I'm just going to be straight baseball guy. I'm going to be straight baseball. I'm not going to jump into CFL. As Jess said, football is 2 months away. I'm going to dig into that. But again, head over to gamblersworld.net. You can pick up any of us, or we have other top-rated handicappers as well on the site selling premium stuff. But please be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment if you want. Every day, 5 days a week, I should say. Winner Circle Podcast coming at you. Free Picks Daily. We appreciate you watching. For Jesse, Chip, and myself, have a good Tuesday. Good luck, and bye-bye.